don't think about being perfect. You just have to be consistent. And consistent doesn't
Yes.
mean every single day. It could mean for you, it may mean 3 times a week or once a week. Just focus on what that means to you. Don't worry about everyone else's definition of what a perfect
Right.
workout is. Just do you and stick to it and make sure that that's something that you want.
Hey there. Welcome to another episode of In the Pocket with JayBo, and I am your host, Jay Bodwin. We have three wonderful ladies today that we're talking to, and they're going to be discussing how they balance motherhood, fitness, and their professional careers. And I am really excited to have our discussion with them. But before we get started on everything, I want to remind everybody to please follow us. We broadcast the full episodes on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. We also advertise the show on TikTok, Instagram, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. So you can't miss us. The brand is growing. So please subscribe and follow us whenever you watch us on your favorite podcast platform. I want to welcome our guest today that we have. And the first lady I'm going to introduce is Miss Ela Lascolette. How you doing, Ella?
Hey Jay, I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing fine, doing fine. We also have Miss Paige McCutcheon. How you doing, Paige?
Hello, doing fine.
We also have my fellow Florida Gator out here today, Miss Britian Patmon. How are you doing, Britain?
Doing good. How are you?
Good. I'm doing fine. I want to thank y'all so much for taking some time today. I know y'all are very busy between being mothers and being at the gym and your careers and everything. So I think we pulled off a minor miracle by having all three of you here today. So again, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward to the subject that we're going to be talking about. I'd like the guests to hear a little bit about all three of you. If you would, Ella, go first. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
First of all, thank you for inviting us. We have been so grateful to be here and appreciate all the guidance that you have and just have fun just watching and listening to your podcast. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
so I'm Ela Lascolette. I'm originally from Maryland. I have two toddlers and 2 years old. So running around
God bless
keeping
you.
me busy. Yes. And I work in higher education, finance, and risk management.
Excellent. Excellent. And Paige, would you go next, please?
Sure. Again, just like Ella stated, thank you so much for inviting us here on your podcast. Glad to be here. My name is Paige McCutcheon. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, so go Cowboys.
My, hey, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah. And I have three toddlers. So I actually have a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So yeah, that was pretty quick. Had 3 kids within 2.5 years. And I currently work in the field of blind and visually impaired. So my title is orientation and mobility specialist, and I work with pretty much people who are blind and visually impaired, help them navigate this world safely. And I work in the school districts.
Thank you. You're like the fourth or fifth Dallas Cowboys fan I have it on the show, I think. I need to make that a screening question from now on, I think. I'm not sure about that. All right. My favorite goes last. Go ahead, Britton.
Hello, everyone. And again, to piggyback off of what the girl said, thank you for having us, Jay. So I am originally from the coast of Mississippi, and then I moved to Florida. So that's how I became a Gators girl. But
Nice.
I have one daughter. She's in her teens, so pray for me. And I am in the energy field.
Very good. Very good. What part on the coast? Biloxi, Gulfport, or?
So close. I would be kind of like Slidell, Louisiana. And then
Oh,
you
okay.
cross right
Okay.
into Mississippi. It's going to be a town nobody notices.
Well, I'm from New Orleans, and I probably will.
Is it?
What's the
Okay.
name?
Do you know Pearlington, Mississippi?
What's that?
Pearlington,
Oh,
Mississippi?
yes, indeed. Absolutely.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Then
Yep.
there. That's
I'm
where
real
my
familiar with
mom,
all those
grandma,
areas.
yep. Okay.
Yep, very familiar with all those areas. My stepson has a house in Picayune, so I
Oh,
know
yes.
I know all up in that area you're talking about, the Kill and all that
Okay.
area. I know all that place. I know all those. I'm from New Orleans. If y'all don't know that, I think Ella knew that. I'm from New Orleans,
Yes,
and
yes.
we've been here about 7 years now. We moved here, and I'm in the oil and gas industry, which a lot of people are familiar with me now. We moved here. I have two sons that are how old are those guys now? 29 and 26 now. So, yeah. So I survived and I got through it. How about that?
Yes.
No, but
You
again,
did good.
I guess I have to give a special thanks, to Paige for being here today with three of them. Hey, man, woo, more power
Look,
to
I
you.
got dad to watch. I got dad to be on board today. Watch the kids.
I love it. I love it. Well, we throw some props out to him then.
Mhm.
All right. As we move along here with the show, kind of a tradition we have with the In the Pocket with JayBo show is I have icebreaker questions just to kind of get the mood flowing with the show today. And let's have a little fun with it. It's just easy questions that don't require a whole lot of thought, but just give me your answer and let's talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna go first to Ella again. All right.
Dang it.
All right. Now I prepared these now. All right, Ella. What's one fun or unexpected thing that happened recently that involves your kids, work, or workout routine? What's one fun or unexpected thing that's happened recently that may involve your kids, work, or your workout routine?
Mm. I I'll just throw one thing here that I
Okay.
can this happened pretty recently. As you know, we have a sled crew that pushes
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
single
At the
day.
gym.
And so I made eye contact with this girl and we got her joining us for one day though. So we'll try to get more people to push the sled, help us out, but I recruited one person even though it's just one day.
Getting your
Yeah.
physical trainer credentials going.
Mm, yeah.
Is she regretting it yet, or is she
She
happy?
did. That's why we haven't seen her come back.
You just scared her.
Yeah, that's what Stan said. I scared her.
I love it. That is pretty funny. But I tell you what, that crew works hard, and there's no doubt about that. And Ella joins in with them every now and then, and I'm like, y'all got somebody kicking some John Brown hind parts in here now, with Ella in here. Let's see, Britton. I'm going to come to you next. If
Okay.
you could have a superpower to help with balancing everything in your life, what would it be and why? If you could have a
Invisibility.
superpower,
Invisibility. I need to disappear. So I
that's
forgot to mention
that
I
is
am
a great answer.
engaged.
I love that.
I am engaged and I do have a daughter. So, and work, of course. So, with everything going on and trying to keep up, yeah, I want to disappear sometimes. So, that's going to be my
That is
superpower.
funny. So I guess for all the Harry Potter fans, that would be the cloak of invisibility. Is that it? That is a good answer. I love that. That might make the short clips. That's a good one. All right, Paige, I'm gonna give you the real easy one, Paige. You ready?
Okay.
Since you got three kids, I'm gonna take it easy on you. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So what is your favorite vacation destination and why?
Ooh. So this would probably have to be prior to kids. Uh,
They
I think we can
say
Ooh.
all
what?
understand that.
Yeah. I enjoy going to New York.
New
I
York.
like I like the speed. I liked to, just see the old world charm because we kind of
Sure.
because they're building and it's always construction, especially down here in the South. There's nothing authentic as much anymore. So when I go there, it's just nice to kind of melt into that atmosphere and visit the museums and see the Broadway shows. So that's what I truly enjoy that.
Just going to New York and basically being a tourist in New York City is what you're saying.
Absolutely. With a lot, you gotta have a lot of money though in order to enjoy it.
Right, right. No,
But yes.
that's cool. That's I haven't gotten that one before. That maybe you would like to borrow Britain's cloak of invisibility as you're walking around New York City, maybe, right?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of characters there.
No doubt, no doubt about that. All right. Well, look, that's the icebreaker questions I had for y'all today. Usually, I'll ask somebody, vacation destinations. I've thrown some of the old school tough guys off, and I'm like, "What's your favorite color and why?" And man, they will get so dumbfounded. It's so funny to watch, But excellent answers, lady. Greatly appreciated. Ella at the gym, you're gonna have to point out to me who you are recruited. That's fun. That's a funny story. I like that one.
If I ever see her back, I will.
Yeah, if we see her
Yeah.
come back, that's for sure. That's it. All right, now we're going to start getting into our main subject today. Is this your first podcast that y'all been a part of before?
I've been to
Second
one.
one. Yeah, this is my second one.
This is my first one. So
Britain's a veteran out there. Okay.
No. It was years ago. And it wasn't
Okay,
as
gotcha.
good as this.
Oh, look out now.
That's why you're the favorite.
Ella, let her sit in the middle, please.
Well, I was trying to. She made me move.
I need a side,
She
side
wanted the
profile.
side. I wanted the corner.
You got to put the lady of the house,
No, I don't
nice
do
in the
too.
center.
Nope.
The hostess, right?
Yeah.
I guess you would consider Ella a co-host since she has y'all at her place, right? Is she
Yes.
kind of like a
Yeah.
co-host here?
Yeah.
Okay. So Ella, is this your first podcast?
My second.
Second, another veteran, boy. I'm telling you, Paige, they sneaking me right now. So,
Yeah.
Paige, is this your first one?
this is my first one.
Okay, I got a new best friend now. All right,
Yeah.
I didn't know they were on podcasts before. Look out now. Probably got more experience than me with this stuff. So no, I do really. I'm looking forward to our discussion today because usually on the In the Pocket with JayBo show, we kind of target. I'm 61, so we usually target people around the Generation Jones and Generation X crowd, and maybe 2 or 3 shows out of our season of 10 episodes each. I'll reach out into the millennial area and all that, and I think all 3 of you fall within the millennial category. Is that correct, Ella? I think we talked about that. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we definitely going outside of our normal target zone. So I went through this about 20 years ago, probably what y'all are dealing with now. I'm really curious to hear the things that y'all have to say. I'm not giving any advice. I'm not critiquing anything. I know all 3 of you do very well in all 3 categories, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to have y'all on as well. So without further ado, we'll start getting into everything. So are y'all ready?
Ready.
Yep.
Let's do it. I am going to start off with Miss Florida Gator over here with my first question. All right. All right. Can you walk us through a typical day in your life, just an average day? How do you structure your time to work, workouts, family moments, and what adjustment had you kind of made over the years with that? So
Woo,
just like a
okay.
typical Wednesday.
Yes. Well, I'm going to give you a good, productive, typical Wednesday.
I'd have it no other way.
So I'm up bright and early, 5:30 in the morning. For some
Okay.
reason, middle schoolers have to go to school early nowadays. So I'm up early with her, get her to the bus stop in the dark. And then I'll come back, lounge around, get myself together. On a good day, I work out in the morning. If not, it's in the afternoon on my lunch break. I do work from home. So one of my biggest adjustments being here in Texas for the past 2.5 years has been adjusting to working from home and being inside so much. When I first, prior to Texas, when I lived in Florida, I always worked in office. So very big adjustment moving here. Life definitely slowed down and trying to keep that momentum of staying, active, and thanks to my coach Ella over here, she gets on me about my step counts and everything, water intake. I get a message. I share activity with her. I might have to remove her sometimes. She's like, get your step count up.
The ultimate motivator. That's what she is.
Yes. But normally so throughout the day, I'm pretty much glued to the computer working. I do try to stand up the desk, to make sure I'm standing up. go
Oh,
outside if the weather's nice, walking around.
good point.
You can start standing up. Stretch your
Yes,
legs.
look, doing that right there. And daughter
Wait up,
comes
Ella's
home,
watching.
yes, yes. Get your little walking pad. I do have a walking pad thanks to Ella. I purchased
Love
it.
it.
But yeah, so normally work out in the morning or the afternoon. I work, I get off of work, spend some time with my daughter, cook or find us something to eat that's semi healthy-ish for the most part. And then, try to find some time to chill, talk on the phone to family, friends, and relax for the evening.
Get caught up on your step count, with coach over there.
Yeah. There we go. I'm trying to hit at least 8,000.
So so you get up early, you spend some time, getting your daughter prepped for school. And that's like a perfect date. It's not raining or she's not sick, and
Yes.
all those kind of things happen. We know that. And
Yes.
then you get ready. So it looks like you have a little flexibility with work because you're able to work at home, work remote a good part of the time. So it would appear you have a little flexibility. Is that true with things?
Yes. Yes, that is true. And that's one of the things that I do enjoy working from home compared to an office environment.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's really cool to hear. So you are able to get in your workouts either in the morning and depending on how your schedule's flowing or in the afternoon. But you brought up how Ella contacts you, and I think that's great because y'all are
Yes.
kind of holding each other accountable, which really helps out. Because I mean, how easy is it to just sit back? I'm not going today. I got all that stuff, and I know y'all
Yes.
know what I'm talking about. We've all done it 100 times, but it's really cool when you have a tight group of friends, that y'all kind of motivate each other and help each other out and hold each other accountable to do something it's not an aggravating thing, it's a positive thing that's in your life. And, with keeping up with the little ones. And I say this as a term of endearment. I call them the mood killers, but I love them, but I call them the mood killers. That's not copyrighted. Feel free to use it. Like I said, it's a term of endearment, but thank you very much for that. Why don't you go next, Ella?
Sure.
A
So
typical day for you.
a typical weekday.
Yeah, a typical
That's what I'll do.
weekday.
The typical weekday, I get up around 5:45 a.m. unless I wake up before my alarm, get myself together, drink my protein coffee, then let the dog out, wake up the girls, get them ready, and then put away the dog, and then you gotta put away the dog.
Well, look,
I don't
look,
want no accidents in the house.
I hear the dog
Right.
in the
She
morning.
hears the dog because I have the dog out and he doesn't like to be out by himself. Wake up the neighbors, but I get the girls ready and we leave, drop them off at daycare. I go to the gym. If they're not throwing a fit, I'll get to the gym by 7. If they are, a little after 7, and I see the sled crew looking at the time saying I'm late. Yep, yeah, I get that look. And so
Accountable.
work,
Accountable.
they do.
Mhm.
So then work out at the gym. I like doing it in the morning. Then go home, start my day at work. I also work from home. But my challenge is meetings after meetings, and it's,
Mhm.
trying to, so morning works best for me because of all
Sure.
my meetings during the day. And then I also have a walking pad
Yeah.
because we've been talking about walking pads, and it's just a matter of who's gonna buy one first.
Yeah.
Because we're trying
I
to
Who's
get
going
it.
to be the
I
guinea
waited on
pig for this,
Coach to
right?
go first.
Yeah. So we got our walking pad. We're trying to get our steps up. And then assuming my husband's, home, he picks up the girls while I cook dinner after the day, and then, night routine, dinner, get the girls ready for bed, and then I'm in bed by like 8:30, and I'll read a book, go to sleep,
Nice.
repeat.
Nice. Rinse, repeat, right?
Yes.
Repeat.
Are you guys constantly feeling like you're having to make some adjustments on things every now and then? I'm sure the kids what the kids are going through kind of dictates things in the morning when you're getting them ready. But have you found you've had to make any kind of, big adjustments with things, or is it pretty steady routine when something extraordinary is not happening?
Yeah, I mean, if they're delayed, they're delayed. If I have to pick them up in the middle of the day because someone gets sick, I mean, I gotta do it because I work from home. If school is closed, then I gotta figure out how to get my workout in because I realize when little kids running around, one of the things that's important is being strong enough to just pick the two of them up if I need to,
Yeah.
Right,
and
right.
get them. So strength training, you can lift both kids up no matter their weight.
Mhm.
I do agree with Ella. There are changes. My daughter is the oldest out of their kids, so although she is in her early teens now, navigating through puberty, getting calls from the school, having to pick her up. She just started track and already sprained her ankle. So I had to
Oh,
go
man.
get her from school on Tuesday, that was just this week. So that did kind of mess up my workout routine because that's when I wanted to work out during the afternoon. But I went and got her, had to stop at the store, get an ice pack and stuff for her ankle.
Right.
And, by the time I made it back, I had to get back to work. So, yeah, definitely going
Gotcha.
through changes.
Sure,
That's
sure. And whatever is going on with the kids kind of, trumps everything else that's happening in life, especially if no matter how much you plan, you really need to be able to adjust on the fly with things. And that's one thing I learned real quick is you could have your days planned out like the ultimate planner, and something goes on wrong with the kids and it's almost like a domino effect because it's going to affect a lot of other things. And you just need to, accept that you need to expect things to happen. That's what really helped me out. It's like if I had a day when nothing happened with the kids or something, I'm like, it was a good day today, So- all right, Paige, you ready? Same question. So just
all
walk us
right.
through a typical day and a structure your time to fit in, your work, your workouts, and your family moments. So walk us through a typical day there.
All right. So this is my first year back to work after having the three kids kind of like back to back. So I took about 2 years off, but now that I have all three, at a point where thank God they're all walking.
Yeah. Sometimes that could be a minus though.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Yeah. So I get up probably around, 5:45, 6 o'clock ish. Get myself together. Right now my mom, she comes and watches the kids at home. So I don't have to necessarily do like morning routine with
Nice.
the kids. So that's pretty nice. I just kind of get myself up, make it to work around 7. So I actually have to drive to the district and get to my office or whatever my first campus is. I do a lot of walking at work just because of the nature of my career. So sometimes I'm on the street corner teaching how to listen for traffic, traffic patterns and street analysis, or sometimes we're in the school walking around or using some type of device. But my day is uh, up and down. Then I have office days, of course. And then after that, if I have to stop at the store, I'll do that. Come home, clock in. That's when that is when the real work starts. The kids are like right
Right.
there at the door. And because I have three of them, they want my attention, obviously. So
Sure.
that can be a little taxing, especially when dinner still has to be cooked. Just making sure that you spend enough time evenly with them. They all want to show you something different, spend time with you, lay on you, whatever the case it may be. And so I find that a little challenging trying to decompress, but not really able to decompress. So when I kind of have them settle somewhat a little bit, thank God they play with each other sometimes if they're not fighting. I'll probably throw in a quick 30-minute workout. So I'm trying to get more consistent. Tried to do the morning thing, but that didn't really work out. So I do my workouts in the afternoon. And it's nice that I do kind of have a gym in my garage. So I have like the squat bar,
Okay.
all of that. So I have the opportunity to do that. Or I work out after they go to sleep. So that might be around 8:30 ish, 9 o'clock maybe. But I've tried to, put a time limit on my workouts, which is just 30 minutes because I want to look at more consistency versus like the duration. I just found myself kind of not being as motivated to work out when I'm thinking, oh my God, I got to do 45 minutes to an hour and all these different things. And so when I cut it down, I felt like I was more consistent. So yeah, bath time, crazy, getting everybody in the bed, putting those, pajamas. It's craziness. We have to literally cut off all the lights and do monster noises for them to all get in, together so we can get them done. And then once they get to bed, cut off the lights and try to decompress again.
Right.
And finally get in the bed at
Fighting
that
for
point.
your life.
Yes, I really feel like I'm in the trenches. And I probably am, right? At this
Yeah.
point, yeah.
Tyler trenches.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Well,
that's the
I
typical
could,
me.
I love it. Paige, a lot of respect to you there. And two things I think it takes to do that type of thing is discipline and motivation.
Oh,
And you
absolutely.
really need to be, you need to have a lot of discipline when you're trying to multitask continuously because you leave work, which I'm sure is a considerable amount of multitasking based upon what you're, telling us about your career. And then you go home with three kids. So the multitasking continues. And if you
Yeah.
don't have that decompression time, it can be a little challenging depending on how your work day has gone. I'm going to be very nice and use the word challenging at times.
Yes.
Yes.
And, but the fact
Absolutely.
that you're able to balance those things, and it seems like, from what you were saying, you have a vision that you anticipate things that might happen, that might go on. And some of that's through experience. So I'm sure that goes on too, is anticipating things are going to happen with the kids and all that, which it can help as a little buffer. It doesn't solve the issue, but it really helps as far as addressing it and taking care of what you got to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just trying to stay organized and find systems that work and actually stick to it. I think that's the biggest thing.
Right. Well, with you having a late workout, I think I might have a solution here with the motivation thing. So if Ella's going to bed at 8:15, Ella might have to schedule a video to send to you about an hour after she goes to bed. Maybe that's what we
Yeah.
need to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah. hmm
And
Yes.
she'll do it too.
Yeah.
Yep, she
No,
will.
those are
So,
great. I really appreciate y'all sharing that information there. Let's get on to our next questions. Ella, I'm gonna come to you first. What motivated you to prioritize your fitness along with your career and parenting responsibilities, and how has it impacted your mental and physical well-being? Okay, so in other words, what motivated you to get involved in fitness with having these other things going on with your life, and how has it impacted you mentally and physically?
Okay. So before we moved to Texas, I used to go to the gym, but just kind of winging it. Or when COVID happened, I used to ride on my Peloton a lot. And then after having kids, things became challenging. And one of the things after moving here that motivated me to start working out is I have like a running stroller that's like over 30 pounds. And so I don't want to ask anyone to help me lift a 30-pound, clunky, big stroller up and over like to my trunk. And so that's one motivator. Second, after having kids, your body is not the way it used to be.
mhm.
And so there's that
Right.
body image thing that is like, okay, I want to get back to where I was before. So there's that thing. And three, I need to get away from my kids and my husband. Those are kind of the things that motivated me. And it's a great way, especially, goodbye, see ya, peace, me time.
Me
Mhm.
time.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, my wife has kind of that same attitude with that. She's a pistol, and she's about 5'3", about 115. And I'm not stereotyping here, but I'm stereotyping here. She's Mexican and grew up in a tough area in New Orleans, and she doesn't take any crap from me. And if she's picking up something, I'll go to pick it up for her. She just looks at me like I'm stupid, says, "I got to get out of the way," Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Right answer.
And she don't play.
Yes.
So no, I definitely understand what you're talking about there. And so it sounds like what motivated you is it, just changes women go through after having children. And you're like, hey, maybe I can't do everything I did before, but I'm sure as hell going to make an effort to try and do what I did before. And I think that's really cool to see right there, you know?
Yeah, and to add to that, I think I am the strongest I've ever been now that I have kids and having consistent workout routine. I was not this strong before.
And she looks good.
She looks good. Yeah.
I tell you what, I think the first time I met y'all at the gym, I went up and told y'all hello because I saw Ella Britt working out and I'm like, these ladies are kicking some butt right here, man. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm almost 60. I don't care. I'm gonna go tell them hello. I'm
Yeah.
harmless.
You
And
did this.
Yep.
yeah, I
That's
did
what
that.
you did.
I think Britain had on the Florida Gator shirt. Was that
I
it? I
did.
think.
I did.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. But Paige, when I saw them, I'm like, man, these ladies are kicking some butt in here, man. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want
Mhm.
to go back to one thing that Paige said earlier, though, and this was years ago, before I was married and kids and all that stuff. I used to work out in the evenings all the time, and I always say when the meatheads go. And I used to work out there with the meatheads years ago. And I'm like the smallest out of all my friends, and I'm like 5'11", like 205. And I'm friends with a lot of guys that play ball and everything, and guys from the Navy. And yeah, we used to always work out in the evenings. But kids, life changing morning, because if I don't go in the morning, it's like it gets
Yeah.
tougher and tougher to get over there
Yeah.
as the
Yeah.
day progresses. So I just wanted to bring that up, Paige, because that's why I brought up about the discipline and having the
Mhm.
motivation to do those things. So, those were really good points there as far as that's concerned. And Ella, no doubt, you got to pick up 2 kids over there because
Yeah.
I see her at the gym. Britton, I see her at the gym. She's got her watch, monitoring her workouts, what she's doing, and she
Yeah.
and she don't play, man. I love it. I
Yeah,
think it's
she does
great.
it. She does it.
All right, who wants to go next? I'll give y'all a choice on this one. Who wants to go next for the same question?
Okay.
Britton's a quick
I
drama
say
girl over there.
yeah. I would have to say for me, I was depressed after having the second and third
Okay.
child close because I didn't really lose all of my baby weight and it wasn't planned. It just kind of happened. And the third one, I had a lot of complications. So I was kind of like on a light bed rest. And I
Yeah.
thought I pretty strong. But then when that happened, it was kind of discouraging to just sit. I was a personal trainer before I started having kids, and
Mm,
then I ran track all the way through college. So I was used to myself a certain way. And then, just like Ella stated, just having to be strong to carry a baby, and then I have a stomach, and then the strollers, and then after you have that one, you have two, and then you have another stomach, and it's just like, what did I do to myself? Um, Believe it or not, I was 200 pounds after I had the third one. And that was a big motivating factor to just get down and get back to looking normal, like how I wanted to look or just feel comfortable. Because as women, I understand it's a beautiful thing to bring life into the world, but you do kind of lose your self-esteem or you feel like you lost yourself when you don't feel a certain way, when you don't look a certain way in your clothes. Like I could not get into any of my clothes for like almost 2 years.
right.
Um, I'm just happy and thankful that I've gotten to where I am now. Just still working on discipline and figuring out what I should do as far as, bringing more consistency to my life. But as you stated before, you just never know. I mean, anything could happen.
Sure.
Especially in the afternoons when it's kind of like up in the air. But yeah, I would say, just trying to feel normal or feel myself again. And that's kind of where
Sound
I
like you
am.
wanted to feel like Paige again is what you're
I want
saying.
to feel like
Yeah.
Paige. Yeah,
Right,
absolutely.
right,
She did a
right.
great job.
She did. She did.
Well, Paige, you look fantastic and you look happy, and that's what
Well,
counts. And
thank
you
you.
look like you feel happy. So that's the most important thing, you know.
And you know what's
So,
funny is before I had kids, people used to mistake me as Simone Biles. So it's nice for people like, are you that gym girl now? Because I've lost weight again, so I still look, fit. So that's a good thing.
Now that you say that, I can see it with the smile. Now I see it.
Yeah.
If I ever
And
run into Simone,
short
if
too.
I
How
ever run
tall
into
are you?
Simone Biles, I'm gonna say, "Man, you look
Huh?
like Paige McCutcheon." Do you know that? All right, so Britton, we're gonna come to you next. So what motivated you to prioritize the fitness routine that you're doing now, alongside your career and your parenting responsibilities with that teenager, and how has it impacted you mentally and physically?
Well, the two things of why I started is mentally. Number one, again, the move here, a lot of time in the house, a lot of idle time, definitely isn't good for my mind. So, one,
Right.
mentally, I needed to get out, I needed to get moving. And socialize or just at least be around people. And then two is I was just sitting in the house eating and eating and eating and gained all
That's
this
not good.
weight. Okay, I'm eating a lot of sugar because I love chocolate and cupcakes and cookies. So yeah, I mean I am 5'8" and I'm slim, but when you sit down and you eat like that, it's hitting areas you don't want it to sit in. So that was motivator number two. So a fun fact that I don't think we mentioned is that we all used to live right next door to each
Yeah.
other, which is how we
Oh, I
met.
didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. Look, we're sitting in
All
the
right.
order of how our houses fell. Yep.
Yes, that
How
is true.
about that?
Yes, yes. So I
That
met
is
Ella.
crazy.
She
Mhm.
was pregnant with the second one.
Yep.
And then she told me she was ready to start working out. And we actually started in my garage.
Yep.
Mm,
Then we got the gym membership and was going from there. But I mean, I've been inconsistent. So, like Paige said, I do and I am working on consistency now in my routine because sometimes if work gets in the way or I don't sleep good at night, something like that, it does throw me off the next day with my workout routine. But
sure.
most part, that's what motivated me. And just every day I try to do something and I got my step count coach right here. So I start to feel bad, although I'm slipping. I'm like, oh, let me take off my watch so she don't see how bad it is today.
He said she needed motivation, so we're giving her motivation.
Yes.
Challenge
I can
accepted.
see Ella doing the ultimate motivator coach. I can see that, man. I'm telling you right now, I can see it. I see her at the
Yeah.
gym getting on some people sometimes. So
Yeah.
if Ella's
Look,
walking around, I'm
scares
like, all right, I
somebody
got to get
away.
moving, man. No, that's cool. And I tell you what, you brought up a very important subject, and I think Paige and Ella both touched on it a little bit. Is sleep. Sleep is very,
Yeah.
very important.
Whew.
And I mean, I don't know how many hours you guys take. If I could get about 6.5, I'm
Mhm.
pretty good. If I get 7, I'm great. But
Yeah.
that's
Yes.
just me. How many hours of sleep would you think would be good for you in one night, Ella?
8 hours.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
I when the kids were little, I got close to 0 hours of sleep. So I'm trying to catch up on that deficit.
I
Yep.
can understand that.
Yeah.
But seriously, you think about 6 or 7 would be good?
Think 7.
7? Okay. Paige, I'm expecting you to say like 3 or 4. What are you gonna say?
Believe it or not, my kids, once we put them in a room, we just shut off the light and then that's it.
Right.
So
That is a blessing. Yeah.
yeah. I would say for me, maybe if I can get 6.5 to 7, then that's perfect.
Mhm.
Perfect. Okay. Britton, what about you?
Though I don't have toddlers, I struggle with sleep. So if I could get 6 hours, I had a good night.
Excellent. Okay. That's kind of a consistent answer I hear a lot is about 6 or 7 hours with most people I talk to, because I'll bring that up every now and then. But I can't stress how much I've researched and just talking to people is quality sleep is just a huge thing, as far as
Yes.
Mhm.
having that next day, being able to tackle the challenges of that next day.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
So let's get on our third question here. And Paige, I'm gonna come to you first.
Okay.
Have there been any challenges or stereotypes that you faced as a working mom, and how have you overcome them especially when it comes to maintaining your fitness routine. Okay. Let me ask y'all one more time. I know it's kind of a little tough question there. So, have there been any challenges or stereotypes you faced as a working mom, around the age bracket that you are? And how have you overcome them, especially while trying to maintain a fitness routine that y'all have?
Challenges as a work mom, more consistency with trying to figure out the workout schedule. I would like to do it early in the morning. So I would need to get up between 4:30 and 5 to at least give myself time to work out and then get myself together. However, like we talked about before, when you have inconsistencies with nighttime routines, just depending on the kids, that can be pretty hard. So then I'm like, oh, let me get my sleep because I did not need to function at home, be at work. Um, so I don't know. Again, just the consistency. I think that's what it comes down because I have three toddlers, and that could look different
Right.
for different people, but because having three toddlers, that can be a little challenging. Sometimes what I've tried to do is when I get home, we go out for a walk. So I try to have them walk, try
That's
to
cool. Yeah.
yeah, get them active. I'm bringing the stroller just in case anybody wants to hop in or a fit happens. I got to throw them in, right? But heavy. It's heavy. Yeah, it's really heavy. Just like Ella said, if somebody was to throw a fit in the middle of the street, you got to be able to get all three of them and handle them. And I've had to do that when I taken all three to the store, the grocery store by myself. And that can be, pretty tough. But as she stated before, you have to be strong so that you can handle those moments too as well. So it's not really
Absolutely.
it's consistency, but it's almost like you have to do it. Like you have no choice. It's almost like survival if you don't.
Right. Right. And you always have to be ready to improvise whatever's going on.
Absolutely.
You have to be ready to improvise on the spot, on the spot.
Yes. Yeah.
And and that's if everything's going smooth as far as that's concerned. That you're not even talking about any of them being sick or anything like that. That's a whole nother ball game there, which can throw off your work. It can throw off your fitness routine, and it can also throw off your mental health. And I
Oh
did
my
a
God.
podcast recently on mental health, and man, it's affect people a
Oh,
lot more than
Yeah.
people in general realize or even want to talk about. So definitely understand that. So okay, Miss Britton, you're next.
So I had my daughter younger. I'm still young.
Of course you are.
um, I know. So I think stereotype wise would probably just am I gonna be a young, successful mother coming from where I came from and grew up at. Um, and I definitely overcame that. And two, I think challenges is just was navigating motherhood for me from a young age, still trying to grow up myself, still trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life, still having to constantly, raise a kid, raise an adult.
Right.
They want your attention and they need you. And I'm working, getting off of work, picking up my daughter when she was young like this and going to another job. So I moved states as a single mother with my daughter when she was 5. So I think there was some stereotype around that too. I was 25 when I made that move from Mississippi to Florida with my daughter. And could I make it on my own? Did.
she
I
did.
did.
Yeah.
Became successful, got good job, great money. I met my fiance, which is how I ended up here in Texas. He wanted to come to Texas. I would have stayed in with my Gators.
Yes, indeed.
But yeah, so I definitely think that was a stereotype, a challenge for me. And then just currently, it's still just that challenge of staying motivated again while still living at a slower pace life. There's still days where it's like, "Well, I'm in the house, I could just do it tomorrow, do it later." But just remembering like why I need to do it and want to do it.
Right. And you said the key word there is want. You have to want to
Yeah.
do it. There's
Yes.
a big difference between you need to do it, but you have to want to do it. And the
Yes.
things that I'm hearing about that y'all deal with throughout the day of your challenges with being mothers and your careers and your fitness and everything is you have to want to do it. You have to want to be successful at your job.
Okay.
You have to
Yeah.
want to be a good mother. You have to want to work out like you do. And that takes it takes the grinding. And a lot of it's a grind. It's not glamorous, it's not fun, but you need to
Mm-mm.
grind to have the success, to do these types of things. All
Yes.
right, Miss Ella, wrap us up on that question right there, if you would.
Well, they said a lot of great things, but I think to add on to that, I think one of maybe a stereotype is, you know, at least growing up, when I think about mothers, right? You don't see a lot of mothers going to the gym.
Mhm.
You don't hear strong mother in a physical way. So I think that's one of the things, trying to break that stereotype that you can be a mom and strong and
Mhm.
fit, because that's not something that growing up that I've seen.
Mhm.
Um and the other thing too, the challenge is, Britain talked a little bit about it, but we're in our early 30s. And I feel
Mhm.
like this has been the time since having kids that I'm really trying to figure out who I am and what I want, and
Mhm.
who is Ella outside of being a mom, being a worker, being a wife. What who is Ella and what does she like? So I think there's that also challenge of navigating all of that while trying to figure out who you are. Britain is really great at giving us
Oh my
all the
God.
self-care tools.
Yes.
You should do this, you should do that. She's like the
Yeah.
queen
Yeah.
motivator.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, y'all have something a very positive energy and light amongst the three of you, and you don't really see that too often, and it's really cool to see from my perspective. And again, I'm considerably older than you guys are, but what y'all are handling and the challenges you go through on a daily basis on the three main subjects that we're talking about, but the fact that y'all have that tight knit friendship and y'all motivate each other and don't let each other get in dark places, which can easily happen when you're dealing with all these variables at one time, is really, really cool to see. So I
Thank
applaud all
you.
three of you
Yeah.
as far as that's
Thank,
concerned.
thank you so much.
Absolutely. Next question. How do you involve your family,
Mm.
if at all, in your fitness journey? And do your kids or your partners join in? And has that strengthened your relationships that you have with them? Now, I know, now I'm gonna set this up because I know some people are like, I ain't going to gym with my husband or my wife and all that. That ain't happening and all this. That's my time to do this and that. But you
Yes.
do need to have, when you have kids and all that, you need somebody to support and to help out. So, that's why I said family mostly instead of, you know, partners would be like you guys are holding each other accountable. To
Yes.
me, that's
Mhm.
the partners. But family is support from your family can be direct or indirect if you think of it that way. So what type of how do you involve your family in supporting what you're trying to accomplish for a positive thing for yourself? So Paige, why don't you go first on that one for me?
Look, I'm like, what am I gonna say? Um, my mom, she's like a rock star. She initially moved from Dallas to come here to help us with the first
Amazing.
kid, and then number two, number three came. And so I'm forever grateful for her. Because without her, I don't know what we would have done. We would have to figure it out, obviously, but she's been like just a rock, there when we call it like last minute type stuff, she's there. So I definitely, appreciate her. And then in return, I try to make sure that she's healthy, that she's, eating right. So sometimes I'm like,
Absolutely.
okay, yeah, I try to tell her, okay, mom, I'll cook, so you don't have to do it. This is the way we can cook a healthy option like this. We'll get out there and we'll sometimes walk with the kids together. Um, or go to the park, just whatever. I try to keep her active and going. And I mean, if you could see her moving around inside the SUV, climbing over seats to unbuckle kids, it's amazing because you forget like how much, if you're not active, like the mobility aspect, how that goes down, the older
Mhm.
you get. And
Right.
just to see my mom still active like that, I'm grateful and thankful that she still has that ability. And I don't really have too much family down here. I know Britain is like, if you need a break, call me over here. Bring them kids over here. You know, same thing with Ella. Just trying to get out of my comfort zone. And then sometimes me and Ella, we walk together. Yeah, whether I have just my kids or she has hers or we both have ours. And we've taken 5 kids and Target
and
and TJ Maxx and it's just a busload of kids, but just to like try to get out the house, get them out the house and, you know, got to do what we have to do. So, but, you know, playground. Oh, God. Trying to watch like this and make sure like, it just helps, you know, try to utilize one another too as well. It's been
Sure.
definitely helpful.
All right, Ella, you're next.
Well, for me, I don't have a lot of family down here. And besides what Paige already said, I think I structure my workout in the morning so that I don't like daycare. Daycare is who's watching them and I can work out. If daycare isn't there, I just kind of work out from home. Try to wake up early and do that. And then the other thing is my husband also works out at the same gym. I do not want to work out with him. No, I have a routine. I like to do my own thing.
Yeah.
Like he likes to do his own thing. Like leave me alone. Do your thing. I'll do my thing. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Britton, give me your take on this subject, if you would.
Yes. So I don't have family here as well. But as far as my fiance and my daughter, she's not with it. She don't want to participate. She don't want to do anything. There's been a couple of times I had to drag her outside with me to go walking and stuff like that. You know, just a little thread of I'll take your phone, iPad. It
That's
gets
that
the
age.
teenagers going. Fiance will work out with me. So he'll motivate me. He'll keep pushing me, telling me to go. He's like the male version of Ella. So
Oh, my. Okay.
yeah. And it is crazy.
So, Ella prepared you for him, right?
Okay, somebody prepared because her birthday is the day before his birthday.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So, now my mom and my sister, they don't live here, but they will still FaceTime and they'll call and be like, "Did you get your
Nice.
walk in?" We were doing at one point, but we stopped where we were doing like Tuesday family workouts. So we were all taking turns between my sisters and mom and my aunt, my mom's youngest sister. We would pick a workout for 20 minutes and we all had to do the workout that the person picked virtually. So they kind of come in and out periodically to help with, you know, fitness goals and stuff.
Very, very cool, man. That's cool to hear. And, you know, one thing I need to correct all 3 of you on, because and I didn't think I was going to have to do this, but I need to do it. Y'all do have family here. Look right next to each other. Y'all have family right here. You know? Now, come on
He
now.
does join me at the gym once in a while.
I do. I do.
Right.
Now I will work out with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, right. All right, y'all have been fantastic. Okay, last question I'm gonna ask y'all today is so looking ahead, what advice would you give to other millennial moms trying to juggle their careers, their fitness, and family? One thing you would give as advice to millennial moms, you know, around y'all age with careers and trying to, you know, keep fitness up there as well. And then what's one key lesson you've learned that helps make it manageable? Okay. So let's see. Britt, I'm gonna come to you first. I'm gonna tell y'all the order. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3 kids, so I'm going to Britain first. You got some
The
time,
advice-
Paige.
Yeah.
The advice I would give would simply just be to remember, you know, why you want it. I think that helps. I think that helps me when I get in those moments of like, I could do it later, or I could do it tomorrow, I could do it next week, or I'm young, or I got time, you know, just really remembering why. Because then when it's time for summertime and I want to get in my bathing suit, I'm like, dang, should have put the cookies down and went working out.
I get that.
So I definitely say that advice is, you know, just remember why. I think that helps you to stay disciplined. And then one thing I think that's made it possible is setting boundaries, especially when your kids are
Yes.
younger, fiance, husband, boyfriend, whatever, you know, if you have a partner or don't have a partner, you're single doing it with the kids, you just have to set boundaries. Like, no, this is my designated hour, 30 minutes, and this is my time for me.
You have to do that, and I
Yes.
applaud you for saying that because not many people will say that, "My life is my kids, my life." No.
Hmm.
If you I use the old, saying that they do on the airplanes, you know, you
Hmm.
put your mask on first, and then
Yes.
you put it
Yes.
on the child or if it's somebody that can't do it. Because if you can't take care of you, you can't take care of
Absolutely.
anybody else. So
Yep.
100% agree with you on that one. You know, so good comment there, Britton. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, Miss Ella, you're next.
Of course. Just one thing I was gonna say is she is Miss Queen Boundary, and she helps us
Woo!
when
Yes.
trying to give us
Yes.
advice. Remember this. So for me, I would say the advice would be don't think about being perfect. You
Mhm.
just have to be consistent. And
Mhm.
consistent doesn't
Yes.
mean every single day. It could mean for you, it may mean 3 times a week
Mhm.
or once a week. So don't just focus on what that means to you. Don't worry about everyone else's definition of what a
Yes.
perfect
Right.
workout is. Just do you and stick to it and make sure that that's something that you want to do. As far as the other question for me, I like working out with a plan. And so I have
Yes.
an app that tells me exactly what workout, my rest, and everything. And it takes out like with just juggling kids' work, everything in between. It's one less thing that I have to worry about. And so when I work out with a plan, it helps me do what I need to do in the timing I need to do and be in and out unless like this at the gym, right?
Right, right.
Sometimes it can happen, but yeah, I like working out with a plan works out for me.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think you bring up a really good point there because it's a control thing now, and I don't mean control in a negative aspect. What I'm saying is when you're in your career at your job, you don't control everything and you have to deal with
Mhm.
obstacles, you have to deal with unknown things. And when it comes to the children, you definitely don't control everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you're almost at the mercy of, right,
Yeah.
Paige?
Yeah.
and, and you're at the mercy of, but when it comes to you working out, Britton, you're in control.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
set what you want to do. You basically set the time you want to do and what you want your plan while you're there, as Ella said. So of the main three things we're talking about here, I think that's the one thing you have the most control over is your fitness routine, your fitness plan, your
Yes.
workout plan. So very, very good point, Ella. Thank you. Thank you. All right, Miss Page, what you got? You're gonna wrap up this question for me.
All right. For me, I would say a piece of advice is keep a strong support system that unbiasedly, like, always pours into you, shows you love no matter what. For me, that's been, these two ladies have been definitely a rock, along with some more of my close friends, because I kind of go in and out of these like states. And just having those times, and they never judge me. They always welcome me with open arms. We always, get together, they laugh, they motivate me. So just having that strong support system around you is the key to just, making it to the next day, and just needing people to remind you of like how awesome you are, how strong you are, outside of yourself, right? Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
so for me, that's been huge. And then the other part is not putting any limitations on yourself. Like when you have to balance everything. I didn't think that when I got back to work, I could balance having a career, come back home, do the workout. I mean, it's just so much, right? But I find myself surpassing these limits or just doing these things like, oh my God, did I just really do that? I
Yeah.
presented at my first international conference in my field, and
Yes.
I mean, oh my gosh, it was nerve wracking leading up to it, but I did it, right? And figured it out. Um, and then of course I crashed right after that. But
Right, right.
but just not putting limitations on yourself. Same thing with your workout goals.
Mm.
I did not think that 200 pounds was coming off fast enough, but just the consistency of making better choices when you're eating, workouts. And then just now, like Ella stated, like she's stronger than she was before. And I feel like I'm working towards getting to that point, being just a lot stronger, especially like inner core, something we completely neglect until we have kids and have to strengthen those areas. And you understand, like that's the core aspect of everything.
Right.
So I think just looking at it like that without the limitations. So yeah.
Absolutely. Well, there was one thing I wanted to say, kind of related what Ella was talking about too, is and number one, we got to give your mother props, Miss Fanita. So she's hanging in there, busted butt, and taking care of those kids. So
Thanks,
big
Bob.
props to Fanita out there for helping out. So that lady's a blessing. So you count your blessings with her every day because
Yes.
not everybody has that. So to have that is just a wonderful thing. It's just a wonderful thing to
Absolutely.
have in your life. We need to make sure that we give her props today. One thing I wanted to bring up before we wrap up things here is that I think the fitness routine, although it's mostly a physical thing, it just does worlds of positive things for your mental health.
Yeah.
Oh
And
my God.
I mean,
Yes.
just a real quick word on that, Ella. What do you think about that?
I agree because it sets up the day for me.
Yes.
So to me, sometimes I remind myself this is the hardest thing physically I'm gonna do the entire day. And so, well, besides the kids, right? If they're throwing a fit, that's
Right.
probably the most challenging thing.
Yeah.
But generally, just the working out, it's a mental thing. You got to be motivated, physical. So whatever life throws at you during your workday, you can do it.
Yes.
So if you reach like a milestone of a goal you've had while you're working out and to do a certain thing for so many reps or for 5 seconds longer than you were doing something or 10 pounds more than what you normally do, that really puts you in the right frame of mind.
Yeah.
And it takes grinding to do that. It takes a lot of
Mhm.
grinding to get those things done. And Ellie, you brought up a good point. This is probably going to be the toughest damn thing I'm handling today.
Yeah.
So I got this. I
I
got
don't know
this,
how Paige with
Yeah.
three
you know.
kids.
But you know
And I'm
what?
gonna
It
I'm gonna go
really
to
takes
I'm gonna go to
yeah.
Britain next. So because I'm sure when you're at the gym and you have your normal routine going in a productive day, like Britain told me, is it is good for your mental health. It puts
Yes.
it makes you smile. You're more willing to take on the day. Am I right or wrong?
Right. You're right. I agree.
You know,
And I think for me,
especially if she had that cookie the night before too, right,
yeah,
Ella?
exactly. And I was just gonna say, because for me, if I sit there and eat my now, I need it, but that's part of mental health too, the cookies. But but no, that physical aspect for me, like I said, the idle time, I feel like overthinking can kick in, anxiety, depression, low moments.
Yes.
So I think for me, even if it's just a simple walk outside, getting my step count up, I think that helps just put me in a better space and a better mood because sitting inside all day and sitting down all day isn't good, not just for the body, but it's not good for your mind either. So
Right.
I, yeah, I think getting out, moving again, whether you spend 5 minutes outside in the sunlight is good for the mental health for me.
Mm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Paige, why don't you wrap up this section for us with this?
Oh man. A different question or the same thing?
No, same thing. Same
Oh,
thing.
well, I do have to point out, I mean, when, just to see your results paying off.
Mhm.
So when you put on that
Yes.
outfit,
Yeah.
especially as women,
Oh, yep.
and you
That's
hear,
the number one indicator to me is with weight is
Doing
how do
good.
your clothes fit? It don't
Yeah,
matter with the scale,
absolutely.
it's how do the clothes fit? That's the number one
Yes.
thing.
so I think that's been like a huge, motivator, especially like when we're like, oh, you look good.
Yeah.
And just, feeling comfortable, like feeling, just your self-esteem going back up and just feeling more like yourself
Sure.
or better, or just, strong. Your insides feel like, they reflect the outside or your outside reflects the
Sure.
inside. I think for me, that's been a huge motivator. Like I said, coming from 200 pounds and just not, liking what I looked like to now when I wear dresses. People are like, you have what? How many kids? Like,
Yeah.
especially when they hear the ages. So, yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a huge motivator.
Well, it's gotta make you feel really good when you hear those types of things. It really does. It's you know, and I'm not saying so much it's good for the ego, but it's good for the soul when you hear those
Oh my
types of
gosh,
things.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's really, really cool. And I'm gonna tell y'all a very, very little short, quick story here is when both of my boys had, went on to college and graduated, I've been very blessed as far as all that's concerned. My oldest son has his MBA from University of New Orleans, and my youngest one graduated from, LSU, and he was the one that was a drumline captain. I think I've talked to you about him, Ella, before about him, and, so I'm very blessed with that, but then it was just my wife and I, and I'm like, "Okay, what am I gonna do?" And that's when I started playing bass,
Okay.
and, about 5 years ago, and I said and my youngest son, he's like, "Dad, you don't have anything else to do. Why don't you play bass like you've been talking about?" I went, "Okay, I will." And 3 hours later, I was at the music store looking at bass and talking to people, and now, what is it? 5 years later, I've been having my own band for a couple of years, and that's been
Okay.
fantastic, and the band's been on cruise control, and then I'm like I started looking at a couple of podcasts, and I'm like, "Man, I could do that. I'm gonna do that," you know? So, those are the types of things that, as we get older, and y'all are gonna see it,
Yeah.
when the mood killers are gone, you're gonna, "Okay,
Yeah.
what am I gonna do now?" But you gotta stay motivated with the fitness. One thing I heard from, Ella, Ronald at the gym?
Yep.
Ronald and Everett that work out together? Ronald gave me one of the greatest quotes I heard. They were on a podcast about staying active as life progresses. It was really, really cool. It was Ronald, Everett, Big Terry.
Yep.
And, Ronald's 71
Mm.
and Terry's 68, and, Everett's a few years younger than me. I think he's 57, 58. And we were talking, and we're like, when we were late teens and early 20s, how many guys did we see at the gym that were around our age? None, And how many moms in their 30s did we see at the gym when we were that age?
None.
Double
Yeah.
none, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So to see people taking those fitness journeys now is really just incredible. But Ronald gave me a quote, and I think it needs to go on a T-shirt because I thought it was so cool. He goes, "I'm not worried about adding years to my life. I'm more concerned about adding life to the years I got left."
That's
And I
Oh,
good.
thought that was so cool had he
that
said that, and I
is.
bring that up when it's appropriate. I'll bring it up almost every podcast,
Yeah.
so it's just really cool, words he had there. So, we're gonna start wrapping things up here. I just wanna make sure we didn't miss anything that, y'all wanted to bring up or say. So, Ella, is there any parting words or any last thing you wanted to share with everybody?
I thought I did, but my mind just went mom brain.
Well, we'll come back to you. Britton, you have any parting words or anything that we might have missed that you wanted to cover or anything?
Nothing that we missed that I can think of, anyways, at the moment. But thank you for having us on the show. I thoroughly enjoyed sharing my story as well as with my friends, getting to share it with them too. So thank you.
Absolutely. You're very welcome. And, I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Paige?
Yeah, I was just gonna say again, thank you so much for having us here, and I just want to say thank you to you two ladies because they have been a rock in my life, and I appreciate them again with just all journeys, mental, physical, and just being there is just like sisters. So I'm so grateful to them to just have them, you know, around me in my life.
Excellent. Excellent. And we can't forget Fanita too. So,
And my
Yeah.
mom, of course.
Look, and our
Okay.
co-stars.
And I see we have one behind you too.
Oh,
Yep, one behind me.
Big brother's always watching.
yeah, yeah, they really are.
One to watch.
All right. So, Ella, any parting words or anything we missed or that you wanted to share?
Well, my mom brain kept going, but I thank you for having us. And again, I'm glad we're able to do it with my friends. And yeah, just I think to all any mom or whatever life stage you're in, you got this.
Absolutely.
You got this.
I always say use your resources and work with your friends and have each other's back. That's the main thing.
Oh my
And
gosh,
I've
yeah.
I've always told that to my sons when they were growing up, and I'm glad to see they kind of just some advices I give them. So, and it's speaking
Yeah.
from experience. But one thing I want to tell you three ladies is that all of you are very, very impressive with what you do in your careers and being mothers and your fitness journeys as well. And look, I'm the one that's thanking you guys for being here today because it's just extraordinary what y'all are able to accomplish, and even more so the friendship, because I can see the light and the positive energy with y'all throughout this whole time that we've been talking. And I can see how much y'all enjoy being together. And that's just something that, don't take that for granted. It doesn't always happen with people, and y'all have a special bond, which makes y'all all stronger individually. So y'all keep that up. And again, I'm just so impressed with y'all. And if y'all can take this the right way, I'm very proud of all three of you. So excellent,
Yes,
excellent on all three
thank
of
you.
you.
We appreciate
Okay.
it.
So we're going to wrap up things here. And I just want to remind everybody that you can catch our podcast on all of your favorite podcast platforms on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeartRadio. We advertise the show again on TikTok, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and Facebook. No excuse to miss us. Please follow us. And as we do at all of the end of our shows, are y'all ready, ladies?
Yes.
We're going to catch you on the flip side for the next
side.
episode of In the Pocket with JayBo. Thank y'all.
Side.